You can go through the body parts in any order you want, but I highly recommend you to go from the bottom up. That way you're gonna work with less hair at a time, and once you increase the hair amount to work on, then the bottom layer will be already brushed, so it's not gonna pull on the doggy's skin. So that means we are starting to brush from the either any of the legs, from the toe, from the part of the toes. In case your doggy has loads of mats and loads of hair, then like a winter coat, several inches, then you might gonna need to lift up the coat a little bit. So you're gonna be able to line brush and work on less hair at a time to make sure that you are not hurting your dog or not causing any discomfort. And you can work your way up this way. Now remember, we are dealing with 6 sides and the edges. So we need to work on the front, on the back, on the outer side, on the inner side, when the leg joins the body. And we need to take a look at the paws right there to make sure that the paw hair is not too long to cause slippery pads or mats between the toes, between the pads or between the toes. You can spread the toes by sticking one of your fingers in between the pads, like there, and putting a little pressure from the top. It will make the toes pop like this, so you're gonna have some room to wiggle the brush in there. Some clients choose to get the hair trimmed between the toes short enough so they don't have to deal with brushing here. But if you want a super smooth and super even look, then you need to take a look between the toes and brush them super gently. It's a tiny spot, so you really need to make sure that you're not hurting the doggy, and you go through all 3 spots between the toes. And you work your way upwards on the sides like that. It's trickier on a smaller dog like this guy. And you need to make sure we covered the front side, the outer side, the back side. Oftentimes I like to lift up the leg for the back side because this area here gets loads of dirt and mats in case the doggies stop this way whenever they are running. So you really need to make sure that you're brushing this area as well. Some doggies love to sit down, so they don't get this butt area brushed. And it's super important because doggies with a Brazilian back here look very weird. And they are uncomfortable between haircuts if there are mats by the privates and they start to lick and the skin gets irritated. So you need to make sure that you are keeping the doggy standing for this step and brushing this area nicely. So you're gonna be able to cover the back side of the leg as well. On the inner side, you can lift one leg up and reach in there with the brush like that, or you can check it with a comb if there's anything crazy going on there. Generally speaking, groomers, or at least me, I like to keep this area here shorter than the outer side of the body, so you don't need to reach too high with the brush, and it's going to be much easier to reach the lower parts, and blending it in now with the rest of the body's length on the legs will make it look nice and proportional and even, but will give you that ease with brushing and combing, so you don't need to hurt the doggy's private bits or even reach close to there.